Hey everybody, welcome to my Suburban Oasis. My name's Soleil and I garden in a Zone 5B in mid-Michigan, and we are having some fencing material delivered today and I'm so excited. We're getting a new fence. We're going to go out with the old and in with the new. So right now we have a wooden fence and it is kind of falling apart. It has been eaten by different things. It has been rained on, it has been snowed on, and the weather has just had its way with it. And we've had it for, I would say probably a good decade or something like that. So it's time to replace it, and I decided to go with the vinyl fencing. So we're going to give you a look at them unloading some of the materials today, and we're also going to take a close look at what those materials look like and where they're going to be placed throughout the garden. So here is the Haven fence panel. These are a 6-foot high panel and they are a privacy type fence, but you'll see I got these because they have a small half-inch spacing between each of the different slats, and that spacing is going to allow for some additional wind flow, because in our environment we definitely can suffer from powdery mildew throughout the garden, and I'm hoping that this will help with it. When you have a solid fence, the wind goes directly up and over and creates a downdraft, so this should help kind of break up the breeze but also be beautiful. And I'm hoping it will also be a little bit more reflective of the sun because it is a lighter color than our current fencing. So this is going to be the main privacy sections that go around the garden on both sides. But then in the back we are actually having the lagoon variety of fencing, and this one has much wider spacing and is 4 feet tall. So that's what we currently have right now, is a 4-foot tall fence back there. It's a chain link fence, and this one is going to look so much prettier, but you can see there's enough spacing so that it will still seem open. It definitely will look different. It won't disappear into the background as much as the current chain link fence does because it will be a brighter color, but I also think that's going to provide some nice definition for the yard and for the woodland area. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it installed, and we'll be taking a look and seeing at what the crew can get done today in terms of taking things down and getting the new fence installed. It's going to be more than a one-day project, so we'll taking you along for the journey. Right now you're going to hear some noise as I walk around and just show you what they're working on. over here you can see they're getting the fences down and the gates, so everything is wide open at this point. They're making really quick progress with taking the fence apart. It's quite amazing. And there's concrete bags kind of all over the yard right now because they'll be setting the new posts into holes that are filled with concrete to make them stable, and then they slip the vinyl over the top of the posts so they're really stable. So you can see they're cutting the panels off one at a time and removing them, and then they're going to have to dig out the posts, which is probably the hardest work for them, I'm guessing, because that's a lot of work to make all of those holes. But we've got 3 guys out here right now working, and I'm actually really surprised at how quickly this is going so far. But you can see on the far side too that they have pretty much all of the fence down over here. It's so crazy to look at. The yard looks so wide and open. You can see all the way into the neighbor's yard right now. And these are the posts that they're going to be putting in. Like I said, these are going to slip over the top of some other metal posts. And I think that's what those are right there, the silver ones that they put into the ground, and then they slide the vinyl over the top of them. So yeah, this is what the garden border looks like right now without a fence behind it, and they're doing a great job. They have a fancy tool there. I'm not even sure what that is for. Probably for post holes or something like that. But everything is looking great so far. They're even starting on the chain link fence back there and digging that out. What a process this is going to be. We can see on this side as well, they've started taking the gates off, and then what's left is just the posts. And then they'll have to come through and take out the posts. It's just kind of interesting to see how the garden edge is right along here. You can see exactly where my border ends and where the border starts on the neighbor's side. Well, it's been a few more hours, you guys, and there has definitely been more progress, so let's take a look and see what's going on out here now. I have amazing views out beyond the hill. Many of you may not have realized just how steep of a hill we have. We just have a very big drop off over here that goes to the neighbors, and that's what's behind. So there's a real deep valley back there, and this is really just the edge of the property. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had this really big view all of the time? But with a pool, you do absolutely have to have fence, and with deer, the fence sure does make a difference. So yeah, you can see they took the fence all out along here. You can see where the edge is, and we have no more chain link fence either. They've taken that all the way away and are preparing the ground here. They've raked away some of the debris, and they actually had to take out a chunk of part of a tree that had grown into the fence that we hadn't gotten to. So they managed to get the fence out. From this tree, you can kind of actually see a little bit of the fence still embedded within the tree. And there's a little path that goes back behind where the fence will be. It's so wild to see. It feels like a much bigger garden. But we definitely need to have this fence. It is absolutely required, and it should look really good. It's so strange to walk around without having that there, though. It just, even though you could kind of see through it as a visual barrier, it can make an area look completely different. And over here, they have started to kind of put up a post, and this is where one of the gates is going to go. I'm going to have it swing the different directions, so instead of swinging this way, it's going to swing outward that way to make it nice and easy to get out into the back garden. So that's what the posts will look like when they are fully installed. And here's where the other edge of the fence was. And they're just getting started, so they must have gotten everything dug up at this point, because they are just getting started installing the gate over here on this side of the house right now. Everything's quite the mess, but that's kind of the way good things start. Everything looks worse before it gets better, right? So here's what it's starting to look like as they put up the posts for this gate. And I can't wait, because this has been a creaky gate that hasn't worked well for quite some time now, as it has kind of sunk over time. But that's supposed to not happen with these, because they're not supposed to warp and have that problem. And you can start to see just how you can see through the fence just a little bit, but it still provides a great sense of privacy. All right, well, we're going to let them get on with their work, and we'll give us an update in a little bit. All right, well, we are at the end of day one, and we have 2 fence panels that are just about completed here, and the rest of the garden is still wide open. There are lots of concrete chunks that have been dug up throughout the yard, sitting around. And I think that this new fence is going to look fantastic. I am so excited, you guys. There is the first view of what's going in. It looks so much cleaner, so much nicer. And we will be following up on this video to watch the rest of it go up. Thank you so much for joining us through this process. I hope you're enjoying it as well and seeing the changes along with us. We'll see you next time. Bye!